How's it going, everybody? I'm back with another dividend investing video here on M1 Finance. Today we're going to cover my tech pie. If you watch my other videos, you see that this is like a brand new pie in my portfolio. And I didn't have it before. I was kind of stingy, like, oh, I don't want to feed into tech, and everybody's doing it. It's so bandwagon. But honestly, now I've got FOMO. So, none of us really want that fear of missing out and missing out on all the gains that they're experiencing. So I figured that I might as well jump in. Plus, the stocks and the companies that I own within that tech pie are great companies. They're going to be blowing up within the next 10, 20, 30 years for the time frame that I'm trying to hold on to them. And so I want to make sure that I, start now while I'm young, so that when I'm a grown old man, that I really benefit from the good things these companies are doing. So moving on, if we check out my portfolio here, in the previous videos, the first one I did was like a month ago, I think, or just about a month ago, and I only had like $6,200 in this account, 64 or something like that. As you can see, I broke the $7,000 mark, and I haven't put any deposits in since the last video. So that was just strictly market gain to get me over that threshold of 7,000. Currently up 11.33%. Now, obviously, market could open tomorrow, and I'm only $40 above it, so I could very well drop back under 6. However, this is like a big motivator for me to see this portfolio keep growing like that, and it just keeps me, okay, I can put more money. Okay, now what's next? 8,000. All right, 10,000, 15, and all the way up to 7 figures, to where I can retire just based off of this account and just collect these dividends. And as you can see, the earned dividends has increased, and we're still collecting those. So if you've seen before, I have a video on how I track my dividends. I'll put a link of that down in the description below if you want to see that video. And it just covers my kind of my chart and my tracker, my dividend tracker, through my Pages app, that I can use to see, all right, I put in this much money in the month of July, and it increased, X amount from June. And it'll also tell me my projected annual dividend income, the average, and obviously a cumulative income for the year. But I really like seeing that, because then it shows me that, yeah, this account's blowing up, and it's continued to increase. And so it keeps my morale up, regardless if this right here or this is red or green. That dividend tracker shows me that, okay, yeah, I'm still collecting money off this account, still doing good. All right, sweet, let's keep it up. In my June statement, it told me that I was projected to have an income of $270 for 2020, and that's without reinvesting dividends and without adding more money in. So I'm really excited to see what July's statement's going to say, and what I'm projected for the year, with all my deposits and dividend reinvestments for the month of July. And then I'm also excited to see what it's going to look like at the end of this year. Once we get up to December, I'm hoping that it's well into the 300s. One of my goals was to break $25 a month in income average, but I'm thinking I might have to bump that up a little bit, because I'm already getting pretty close to there. And we'll get into that in the next video, so definitely subscribe to the channel so you guys can see that one. So jumping into this tech pie, I really want you guys to check this thing out. I currently have $312 invested into it, and it's only 4.4% of my portfolio, but I'm trying to get it up to 12 just for now. And I might do some more readjusting with these, but just as for now, it's going to sit at 12%. And surprise, surprise, here are the stocks: Tesla, Amazon, Microsoft, Visa, and Apple. I'm pretty sure that when I told you that I had a tech pie, you guys probably could have guessed what was going to be in here. Obviously, I don't even own a single share of any of these just yet, but like I said, over the coming years, months, years, and so on, decades or whatever, these numbers are going to continually increase, and I will own multiple shares of these companies down the road. So we can jump on to Tesla. Currently up 5.94%, and I own 0.0404 shares. Obviously right now it's trading at 15.92. I bought in like last week and it's already up. The share price is already up like $100 since I bought. It's just insane how much Tesla is just increasing. So I really want to jump in. I know, some people are like, oh, it can't get any higher than this, but I don't want to risk that. I'd rather, be in here and it kind of steadies out and they start paying dividends, or it keeps increasing and I do that, or worse comes to worse, it starts going down. I don't see that happening. So, you know, I think this is a good investment on my part. As you can see here, obviously they don't have a dividend yield, so it's more of a growth play. And I think that down the road, obviously Tesla's going to be a big contender in the market, and they're going to be paying out dividends. So I want to be a part of that. So if we check over at Seeking Alpha here, I want you guys to look at some of these things. We look at the 1 day, and it's up to 1.5%. 5 days, 3.4%. Year to date, even through all the market crash and everything, it's still up 274.91%. It's just crazy to me. And we look, we're at January, is at 430.26. Then we go, market crashes. You're down what, $100 a share, and then it just skyrockets to where we're at now, 1592 and some change. But the other thing I wanted you guys to check out is the 5-year. Like, these are just astronomical numbers that Tesla is being able to pull, and it could definitely be, investor sentiment, like, oh, Tesla, 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 everybody get in Tesla, and so it just booms the price of the stock way up. But it's just unbelievable to me what's going on with these. And I checked this out just before I started recording this. So 1 year and 5 years sitting at around 500%. You put in $100, you'd have $500 in the time of 5 years. It's insane to me. The thing that knocked me off my feet was this: 7,656.48%. I am I am blown away at the performance of this stock. Look at it, back here 2012. So if somebody put in like 10 grand in 2012, they would have so much money today. It's honestly disgusting. This is just crazy. So it's pretty steady, and it kind of just floats on through, steadily increasing. And then we get up to here, and towards the end of 2019, it just booms, just through the roof, just insane. And obviously I wish I would have bought in right here in August of last year, but it is what it is. I'm in now, so hopefully this thing's going to be up here within the next few months or years. Regardless, I'm in it now, so I look to be pulling from that. And then obviously if we jump over to dividends, it's not going to show anything. This just shows the projected dividends, or kind of like a guesstimate of what they would be. So I don't really go anything off that. I just kind of look at this chart, and obviously Tesla is a company itself, and that's kind of what we're looking at. So the next stock in this is Amazon. Amazon, I own 0.02 shares. And again, it's $3,100. It's just absolutely insane, the stock price. And I'm so thankful for fractional shares, because that's almost half my portfolio. There's no way that I would have half of my portfolio to buy one share of one company. It's just not reasonable, at least not for me. So I'm really glad that M1 has the option of fractional shares, and I can buy 0.02 shares of it, and still kind of start getting into the gains that Amazon's going to provide. So AMZN, Amazon. And here it's kind of similar to Tesla, just starts blowing up. If we look at the 1 year chart, we're up 59.75%. Yes, please. I definitely want to be in a company that's able to pull that kind of growth. 5 year, again, we're up 500 plus. It is insane. 543% It's just crazy. I was actually doing some research, and back in 2014, which is, wow, that's crazy. It's outside of that. We'll look at the 10-year chart after that. So let's just jump to that, see what it says. Again, 2,572.48%. Absolutely insane. That's just, wow. I don't even have anything to say about it. Like, if I would have bought in 10 years ago, I'd be up just insane. Same with Tesla. So all these investors that jumped in way back, good on you. I'm glad you did that. I'm jealous. I wish I would have, but I'm looking forward to the future of it. But as I was just saying, back in, let's see, about November, December of 2014. So we're looking at about, let's see if we can find it. I don't know, somewhere in this ballpark. We'll just go, yeah, that looks good. Amazon was trading at $333.57. At this point, I had just left a job, and honestly, I had about $10,000 in the bank, and I wasn't sure what I wanted to do with it. I was like, I want to put some into the market. I want to buy some stocks and start making some money. But I didn't really know what I was doing. I had no idea. I didn't do any research. I wasn't like watching YouTube videos on it or reading books, or I just didn't understand how it all worked. So what I actually did was opened up a Fidelity Roth IRA, and I know you guys will make fun of me for this, but I opened it up and I put half of it in there. I put $5,000 into that, and I put it in a life cycle fund. I don't even remember which one it was at this point, but I remember it was a life cycle fund. And so that sat in there, instantly made like $100, $200 or whatever. I think it was actually like $500 or $600 by the time I actually pulled it out, believe it or not. So I left that money in there for a bit, and I pulled that money out as a down payment, or to help me with a down payment for my house, and the other half of that $10,000, the other $5,000, I used to buy a truck. So, you live and you learn. I wish that I would have put all 10,000 of this into Amazon or Tesla, because from $333 a share, and now it's almost $3,100 a share. If I put $10,000 in there, that would be, let's do the math. So I'm on a calculator on my phone, so you guys won't see it, but just come along with me here. So if I put $10,000 divided by 333.57, that would have bought me 29.97 shares. And then if we multiply that by 3099.91, I would have had $92,931.31 in literally 6 years. It's just crazy the amount of growth that these companies have, and I just really want to be a part of that in the future. So that's just an example. If I would have done that when I had that opportunity, which I chose not to, and like I said, you live and you learn. So moving forward, I definitely want to be a part of this, because everybody uses Amazon. I use Amazon. We use Prime. We're always buying stuff off of there. I often find myself at a retail store comparing prices to the product I'm staring at to the price on Amazon. So, this is definitely going to be a long-term play for me, and I definitely want to be in it. As far as dividends for Amazon, they do not currently pay a dividend. Like I said, it's more of a growth play for me, and I'm not super concerned about what the payment is. Obviously, it would not surprise me if they start paying a dividend down the road. But as for right now, with the growth part of it, I really want to be a part of that, and I'm not concerned with them not paying a dividend at this point. Then we've got Microsoft. I believe Microsoft does pay a dividend, but again, these fractional shares. So I'm a little confused, actually. Okay, no, I'm not. Okay. So I currently own 0.29 shares. Again, with the fractional shares, I'm currently trading at $211. So I've got a little over a quarter share. So obviously, you can see like the share price is significantly lower than the previous two. but I'm still able to take advantage of those fractional shares and start getting a hold of this. So back to Seeking Alpha. Microsoft. And here are similar growth charges. Really short on the left and then just really tall on the right. In a year, up 52%. 5-year, 342 or 341.52%. And it's just kind of funny seeing these little dips. You know, back in April, March, everyone's like, "Oh, recession, we're not going to make it." But you look at a 5-year chart and it's like, okay, I can see it, but it's not that crazy. 10-year chart, 731%. Same thing, just insane growth that I definitely want to be a part of. Dividends. And here we are. So our first dividend-paying company within my tech pie. Currently yields 0.98%. Annual payout is $2.04. Payout is 35.93%. Great payout ratio, totally sustainable. Again, with these insane growth rates, 10.45%. So I'm getting almost 10.5%, 11% raise from this company every year, and they've been doing it for the past 16 years. So 9 years out, they'll be a dividend aristocrat, and I'm going to be a part of that bandwagon. I'm definitely collecting those dividends. Payment amount, 51 cents per share. Obviously, I only have a quarter of that, so I'll get 12 cents or whatever it is. But obviously, the more, just like I've discussed in the other videos, the more money I put in, the more money I collect from it, and the more I'm able to reinvest. So, ex-dividend day is not till August 19th, so whoever doesn't own Microsoft, you guys want to start collecting on this dividend, you can definitely put more money in before this date, and then get that payout on September 10th. We jump, and Visa. Everybody knows Visa is like a finance / tech company. Everybody has Visa credit cards, and I personally have a Visa debit card, but I have an American Express credit card, and I've noticed a big difference. And a lot of times, and honestly, it probably saved me money, is that a lot of places just don't accept American Express, just because of the fees associated with that. But like almost everybody has a Visa card or MasterCard, but that, or you can even buy gift cards from them. There's so many different things that come from this company. Similar to Microsoft, I have a little over a quarter of a share, and just taking advantage of the fractional shares. We jump into the analysis here on Seeking Alpha. Let's look at the growth rate of it first before we get into the dividends, because there's some pretty good numbers. Obviously, here's the 1 year, only up 9.62%. Here's the big dip. 5 year. So look at this difference here. 9% in a year, but in 5 years it's up 172%. Still jumping in. There's a dip. Let's see, 10 year, almost 1,000%. 986%. Can you imagine buying in 2010? Visa was $18 a share. I mean, it's just crazy. I look at some stocks that I'm buying today, and they're only around that, $18, $20, $30, even $40 a share, and you're like, oh, it's not bad. I can afford these. But when you look at a company like this, you're like, oh, maybe 10 years from now it could be $200. Most of them are more stable and kind of slow down, but they do pay a much higher dividend in these big growth companies. So jump on to dividends. If we're looking at dividends here, we've got a 0.61% dividend yield, is pretty low. I generally like to see between 2 and 3%. But then if we look at the annual payout, $1.20 per year per share. Payout ratio 23.86%. That's great. I love seeing that. Super low, totally sustainable. Growth rate 20.11%. So I'm getting a 20% raise every year that I own Visa, and it's shown that consistent for the past 5 years, the average there. So I really want to be a part of that. I really want to keep getting raises from this company, and I'm going to continue putting money in. It's got an 11-year dividend growth, and it currently pays 30 cents per share. I just missed this previous dividend that paid out on June 2nd. The ex-dividend date was the 13th. So, I'm probably looking, fast forward 3 months, probably around August. Maybe they're probably going to declare, 3 months is 7/22, which would be today. So they're probably going to declare this week, maybe next week, somewhere, here pretty soon is my guess. Regardless, I'm going to keep collecting dividends from this company, and I'm going to keep seeing that growth from my shares that I own. Last but not least, Apple. Again, Apple is just one of those companies not going anywhere anytime soon. Great company to own, and definitely something that I want to be a part of and that I want to own. A lot of YouTubers that I listen to, Joseph Carlson or Dividend Growth Investing Channel, all of these really talk about Apple and their moat. And I think the biggest factor for me with Apple is the fan base. There are so many people, including myself, that are extremely biased to Apple products and pretty much anything that comes from Apple. I mean, even right now, I'm recording this video on my MacBook Pro. Also with Apple headphones in. When I go work out, I have Apple AirPods. My phone is an iPhone 6s. I know I'm cheap. I don't want to buy a new one. My whole family uses iPhones. A lot of my friends do. It's just got that big fan base, that it's definitely a lot more safe and secure than some company that people are like, oh, I don't really know about that one. They've got entire stores, and it's just completely monopolized the market for phones, and just so many diehard fans of Apple that I don't feel nervous at all buying this company. So we look down here, I've got 0.15 shares, again with the fractional share benefits there. We'll check it out on Seeking Alpha. Want to check out the growth here first before we get into the dividends. Again, all of these charts look very similar when we're checking them out. Some are a little bit lower than others, but for the most part, up and to the right. And that's definitely something we want to see when we're buying a growth company. For the 1 year, we're up 91.52%. Boom, 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 boom. 5 year, 196.75%. And 10 year, 968.28%. So it shows you how much these companies are blowing up, and obviously the past history of these companies does not predict future growth. They could just completely tank from there. But you really got to look at the companies that you're buying into in these. Like Apple, Microsoft, Visa, Tesla. I don't have any issues with that, and I highly doubt the company is going to go anywhere within the next 5, 10, 20, 30 years. So anyway, here with the dividends of Apple, 0.85%, annual payout $3.28, 26.47% payout ratio, 10.5% 5-year growth rate, growing the dividend for the past 7 years, and the payout amount is about 82 cents per share. And again, I just missed this previous dividend here in May. So I'm looking forward to owning this. The dividend's not super crazy, but I'm glad to be collecting that while also taking advantage of that growth. So really excited about that. I'm really looking forward to the future with these companies. So with that, I'm going to end the video here. This kind of just covers my tech stocks and my pie, my tech pie: Tesla, Amazon, Microsoft, Visa, Apple. If you have any questions or anything, drop a comment below. If you guys disagree with these, or you think that I should change something, or you like this, or whatever you think. Just let me know what you guys are thinking. I'm really curious to see what other people are doing, and I really want to know, honestly, like an honest review of what I've got going on. I think, I've got a decent portfolio here, and I've been collecting a pretty good amount of dividends, and I really enjoy doing this. And I'm going to keep putting videos out. So if you guys enjoy what I'm doing here and you guys kind of like listening to this and seeing my portfolio, then definitely subscribe to the channel so you guys can see what's coming up. I've got plans for a bunch of different videos in the near future. So it's definitely something you guys want to be a part of, then hit that subscribe button. Also, drop me a like. It really helps me out on the channel. It shows me that I'm kind of on the right path with what I'm doing here. And yeah. So with that, I'll just end the video here, and then I'll see you guys in the next video. Thanks for watching.